expressions, because you guys didn't know what's the Lambda expression exactly. So before I'm continuing, I will explain a simple login. The simple user page is user table. This is user table, and this user table comes with the auto generated ID. And on the other hand, you're going to have in the username and the password. Okay. To make it simple, I make it as a pass and username UN. Okay. So when you're retrieving, you may have a couple of records. So to remind your name, so this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's not prepared at the moment. Can you say your name, please? Anuradhi. Anura. Okay, your name is Anu, and password is 1123. Okay, and you are Sidhu, and 6123. Okay, that's all. So someone wants to get the data or to validate username and password. How do you going to validate? When you are sending when you are validating the username, you have to get something like select all from where all from the database name is user. This is going to be the database table name, where UN equal xxx and pass equal y. This is how you are going to you are going to write your SQL, and then once you are providing the required name and the password, then you will get the result. So, but even I'm saying this is the way, but the thing is that you have to do some other steps. You have to execute. You have to follow up some other steps to do that. Something like you have to do the connection. You have to make sure your connection is working. Do the connect and use the connection. You have to validate your connection, and you have to execute. This is a non-query execution or a query execution. Huh? Why it is that? The query execution definitely will be waiting for the results. If you're doing the non-query execution, you are doing just up or delete or insert the command. It means you just want to know whether this execute or not. That is the only requirement. But in here, you are looking for the non-query execution. It means you have to go for the query execution, and when you are and get the result. The results will always taking as data records or data status. It means it is sending not as an object, not as a collection, but it's sending a collection of data, but it is not the proper way. I mean, it is not according to your requested format. It is not in the format, and then it means you have to do the formatting. Then you have to do the formatting thing. When you come up on the other hand, if you are using something like link you commands, I will write some C# codes. So to do that, you have to do some couple of steps. It means entity framework. If you're working with the entity framework, if you're using the entity framework, then you have to build up the connection. Then entity framework generates some collections of classes. It means the collection, the data collections, and the data classes based on the DB. I will show how it is doing. At the moment, you just know this is a connection. So if you are using the connection, you can use this the EDMX instance. If we are saying EDMX or this instance to generate object, which is similar to it is representing all the data and the data entities of the database. It is something like representative. It is not taking all the data from your database and take it to you, but it is just a representative. So what you're doing is you are making something like the object something like the entity db entity equal, this is your variable db equal new db entity. So now you have created database instance. So when you press something like db dot, it will show this all the data. It will list down all the available data tables. But the data tables, when you realize that, when you look at the list of data tables carefully, you will see the plural terms of the data table. Imagine if you say user, but you can't see user, it comes with users, because it is not representing one single user, it is representing collections of users. It is more than one. Just to give the idea, you are not working with the one entity, you are not working with the one single object, you are working with the sequence of objects or a collections of objects. Now you have all the list of data in here, but still you get nothing. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure I'm saying it is nothing comes to this level. Okay, when you say dot and say what you are looking for, you mean you are looking for where the user, when we are selecting a user as an X, if you select a particular user in an X, the lambda expression say this X, all the users or each user, this X means each user. You can put any name, any variable, you can put either I or an A, that's fine, but I just put X at the moment. The X, each element, the X dot UN equal something like XXX, and X dot pass equal something like Y. That's all. Then it will generate a list of the users who's having the username of X and the Y both. If it is both match, you will get the result. But you have to be very careful. You are getting a gain collection, so you have to use another lambda expression dot first O default. Okay, if you are having hundreds of data, you want the first row of data, the very first data. If you don't have the data, you should get the value as a null, and then you are assigning something like to the variable. When you are executing this command, you will get a result. You are executing, you get the result and storing in just imagine another name or something. You are storing in this A variable. Okay. Then if you get the user, if you found the user, storing in the A, and if you are unable to find the user, if you didn't find the user, you will store it. You are storing in somewhere. It means you can't store it. It means if you the value of this variable equal to null. By checking the null, if A equal null, it means the login failed. Else, we found the user. You can pass the login. That's how it works. At the moment, it is not a very good requirement, very good time to learn about lambda expressions. So please find a bit about lambda expression in yourself, because most of the programming languages now using lambda expressions because of it is very easy and nice way to learn doing. Even what is the advantage of using lambda expression? When you write in the lambda expression, your intelligence means when you write on the Visual Studio, according to the Visual Studio, your intelligence pop up and show. So pop up and suggest. Okay, you have to write when you put db dot, when you type the u, it will automatically show users. All the tables comes under user, comes in you. And then you have to just select. Even you don't need to keep everything in your memory, because programmers are very logical thinkers. They can't keep everything in their mind. They are very, very hard to keep, hard to store, hard to become a geek like people who are reading and keep them in mind. No, that's not good for the programmers. Okay, then they are putting the dot and they will get the suggestion. When they type the where after the user, they put the dot. They are provide lots of options. Do you going to select data? Do you going to use the where? Do you going to use the join query? All the options are showing, and we are selecting where. So, ideal mistake, there should be a E. And when you start in lambda expressions, you are specifying your new variable in here. The variable name may be I or maybe Z or something, it's fine. But when you put a dot, it's showing all the table headers in here. Then you have to pick the table header. You don't need to worry about the spell mistakes. You don't need to worry about the. It will reduce the lots of errors and issues at the development time. It will provide very comfortable environment for the development. When you go to the SQL, you have, I think, best way to copy and paste these names. Otherwise, your IDE is not going to support for the SQL because it's thinking you are writing some essay.
So this is same like SQL scripts.
Yes, yes, exactly. Behind the scene, it is generating the SQL if it is required. But the NoSQL situation, it is sending the same message, the same lambda expressions to the outsiders, it means users.